Hey everybody, it's Brett. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Here we are, the 1st of August. This year is flying by. So I wanted to go over what I would like to read in August. It's always a loose TBR for me. I always make these lists and I never seem to stick by them. You'd think that I would just call myself a moody reader and be done with it. But for whatever reason, here we are, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Along with the Booker titles that I'm going to try to finish up, I have read 4 so far, including Trees by Percival Everett, Oh William by Elizabeth Strout, Trust by Hernan Diaz, and The Colony by Audrey McGee. I want to try to also get through small things like these, which should be able to be read in an afternoon. Very small. Night Crawling, which is probably going to be my next book. Booth, which I'm also going to start. This one I'm going to do on audio because someone told me that it actually is a great audio book, and so I can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And finally, Glory, which is, I'm hearing so many amazing things about this, despite my reservations that I think I'm going to find it challenging and not be in. So I should just shut up and go with it. All right, so a couple more titles that I would love to get through if possible. First up is The Poet by Louisa Reed. This is one of the books that I bought while I was in London. It sounded really interesting to me. I'll read you the premise quickly. It was like you'd been expecting me, had been waiting all this time. As the bell chimed, you reached out and took my hand, or did I take yours? Bright, promising Emma is entangled in a toxic romance with her old professor, and she's losing control. Cruel, charming Tom is idolized by his students and peers, confident he holds all the cards. In their small Oxford home, he manipulates and undermines Emma's every thought and act. Soon he will push her to the limit, and she must decide to remain quiet and to submit, or to take her revenge. The Poet is a portrait of a deeply dysfunctional relationship exploring coercive control, class, and privilege. It's also a passionate page-turning tale of female solidarity and survival. So I think it sounds really good. Cool cover. Next, Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. I had this on my TBR last month and I didn't get to it. I adore Emily St. John Mandel. She is, like, for me now, a go-to author. I just actually read The Glass Hotel a few months ago. I don't know why it took me so long, but I enjoyed that actually even more than Station 11. I think she's great. I think she's brilliant. I love the way she tells a story. I love the way her mind works, so I'm really excited for this one. Greenland by David Santos Donaldson. I talked about this before, but now I finally hope to get to it. It's about a guy who is exploring, writing about E.M. Forster's relationship with a black man, and the writer of the paper is also a black man, and I think art starts to imitate life. It sounds like a totally cool concept. I love the E.M. Forster's Morris, and anyway, I think this is going to be a really cool read. I know a couple people who have read it and said it's really fascinating, really well done, so I'm excited about that one. Bola. This is another one that I'm really interested in. It was published last year. April 1985. Arsim is a 24-year-old recently married student at the University of Pristina in Kosovo, keeping his head down to gain a university degree in a time and place hostile to Albanians. In a cafe, he meets a young man named Milos, a Serb. Before the day is out, everything has changed for both of them, and within a week, 2 milestones erupt in Arsim's married life. His wife announces her first pregnancy, and he begins a secret life. Again, I love this cover. It sounds fascinating. I know a couple people who've read this and said it's devastating, but really good. I love devastating books. So I'm excited about that. This one I've seen all over the place right now. It's a Read with Jenna book, The Measure. I talked about this when I got it the other day, and I was gonna wait to read this, but now I'm having complete FOMO because I know so many people have posted from this last month that they read it and it was their favorite book of the month. So I want to read it. I'm really interested in it. I talked about it before, the premise being a box shows up at your door, which has a string inside that tells you how long you're going to live. Would you open the box or would you ignore it? And so what happens? That's that one. Courtesy of Celadon Books, The Kingdom of Savannah. Thank you, Celadon. This plays out, it's I think, more of a gothic mystery. Savannah may appear to be some town out of a fable with its vine, flowers, turreted mansions, and ghost tours that romanticize the city's history, but look deeper and you'll uncover secrets, past and present, that tell a more sinister tale. It's the story at the heart of George Daw Green's chilling new novel, The Kingdoms of Savannah. My friend Lori over on Instagram, Book Addict PNW, she read it and really liked it. She said she's still been thinking about it. So I'm excited about this one. It feels like this is going to be a great palate cleaner to read between the heavier Booker novels. And the last two, first, I've talked about this before, Age of Vice. I'm determined to go into this month. I was so excited to get this, which I actually found on Pango Books, which I was talking about the other day. I think this comes out in January. It's going to be a huge book, I believe, about a Indian family. It's an epic, a crime epic. Really excited about this. And last, again, talking about this the other day, Post Traumatic by Chantal V. Johnson. Love this cover so much, draws you right in. I just think it looks so cool. I'll really quickly read you this. To the outside observer, Vivian is a success story, a dedicated lawyer who advocates for mentally ill patients at a New York City psychiatric hospital. Privately, Vivian contends with the memories and after effects of her bad childhood, compounded by the everyday stresses of being a Black Latinx woman in America. She lives in a constant state of hypervigilant awareness that makes even a simple subway ride a heart-pounding drama. A debut from a stunning talent, Post Traumatic is a new kind of survivor narrative, featuring a complex heroine who is blazingly, indelibly alive, with razor-sharp prose and mordant wit, you know. Chantal V. Johnson performs an extraordinary feat, delivering a psychologically astute story about the aftermath of trauma that somehow manages to brim with warmth, laughter, and hope. I give you Post Traumatic. Really excited. So, we'll see when I actually read. We'll see when I come to you in 3 weeks and say I read none of those and these are the books that I read. But anyway, at the very least, there are some interesting titles. So I hope you all have a fantastic week that leads into a fantastic month. Let me know if you read any of these or if you plan to read any of these or what you think, or if there's something you say,
Brett, you have to read this book. Let me know that too.
Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.